Hello.
I can't stop thinking about you every day. No, I can't stop. No. Look what we started, baby. You're not what I expected. All I ever wanted was some fun. Look what we started, baby. I used to look for exits. All I ever wanted was some fun.
Kiss you in Paris. I wanna hold your hand in Rome. I wanna run naked in a rainstorm. Make love in a train, cross country. You put this in me. So now what? So now what?
Ses.
Wanting, needing, waiting for you to justify my love, hoping, praying for you to justify my love.
To headlines filled with devastation again. My heart is broken, but I keep going. Pain, but I won't let it turn into hate. No, I won't let it change me. Never losing sight of the one I keep inside. Now I know it, yeah, I know it. You can't take my youth away. Soul and mind will never break. As long as I wake up today. You can't take my youth away. You can't take my youth away. The soul and mind will never break. As long as I wake up today. You can't take my youth away. You can't take my youth away. It's hard to sleep at night, knowing what's outside, feeling hopeless. I need focus. You hit me with words I never heard come out your mouth. To be honest, I don't want it, no. Pain, but I won't let it turn into hate. No, I won't let it change me. You can't take my youth away. Soul and mind will never break. As long as I wake up today. You can't take my youth away. You can't take my youth away. The soul of mine will never break. As long as I wake up today, you can't take my youth away. You can't take my youth away. You can't take my youth away. Pain, but I won't let it turn into hate. No, I won't let it change me. Pain, but I won't let it turn into hate. No, I won't let it change me. You can't take my youth away. Soul of mine will never break. As long as I wake up today, you can't take my youth away. You can't take my youth away. The soul of mine will never break. As long as I wake up today, you can't take my youth away.
Met a girl with a smile that I liked and her name was Kelly. Golden hair in her eyes, so like I make you feel like heaven. Spent the nights when her thighs got a vibe, then I got too jealous. Now she's free like a bird and I'm caught in a world of feelings. No, guess you want me that night, that you weren't ready. But then you take off your clothes, girl, you do a 180. Oh, Kelly, what you doing? Please stop playing with my heart before you tear it right apart. Oh, Kelly, know you're going through it, but won't you tell me to come over? Let you cry right on my shoulder. Oh, Kelly. Wake up late every day, haven't made in the shade all summer. You and me under trees with some drinks all over each other. At the car, hit the bar, and the night under stars and covers. Oh, can't you see what I see? You and I could be more than lovers. Guess you want me that night, that you weren't ready. But then you take off your clothes, girl, you do a 180. Oh, Kelly, what you doing? Please stop playing with my heart before you tear it right apart. Oh, Kelly, know you're going through it, but won't you tell me to come over? Let you cry right on my shoulder. Oh, Kelly. No, 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 Kelly. No, no. Giving me hell, you're really putting me through it. Look back one day and say that I dodged a bullet. Giving me hell, you're really putting me through it. Look back one day and say that I dodged a bullet. Oh, Kelly, what you doing? Please stop playing with my heart before you tear it right apart. Oh, Kelly, know you're going through it, but won't you tell me to come over? Let you cry right on my shoulder. Oh, Kelly.
You and I against the world. That's what you told me that night in the terminal as we were boarding. And I know you meant it, holding my hand so tight as we flew from Lafayette back to Pacific time. And you laid your head on my shoulder, couple tears we shed over Arizona, an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, we ride the highs and lows. We ride the highs and lows. You'll never be alone, even when your world explodes. 'Cause after all the smoke,
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. La 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 la. La 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 la. This is how we do it. La 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 la. This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shawl 'cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, oh we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys in canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hit a party. OG Mac or a wannabe player. You see, the hood's been good to me ever since I was a lowercase b.
I wanna know your name, man. I wanna know if you got a man. I wanna know everything. I wanna know your number and if I can come over and I wanna know what you like. I wanna know so I can do it all night. But you're telling me I'm just a friend. You're telling me I'm just a friend.
Oh baby,
you
got what I need.
got what I need.
But you say I'm just a friend.
Say I'm just
But
a
you
friend.
say I'm just a friend. 'Cause I can be yours. But you say I'm just a friend.
Say I'm just a friend. Yeah. I wanna know.
Báilame como si fuera la última vez y enséñame ese pasito que no sé, un besito bien suavecito, bebé. Taqui, 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 rumba. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Hay music, hay flows. Báilame como si fuera la última vez y enséñame ese pasito que no sé, un besito bien suavecito, bebé. Taqui, 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 taqui. Tienes un besito o un aquí, Buria flota como Nagasaki. Prende los motores Kawasaki, en la discota Jenny llegaron los Anunnaki. No le baje, el puri sobresale de tu traje. No trajo panticito pa' que el nene no trabaje. Es que yo me sé lo que ella cree que ya se sabe. Cuenta que no quiere pero me tiene espionaje. El puri sobresale de tu traje. No trajo panticito pa' que el nene no trabaje. Es que yo me sé lo que ella cree que ya se sabe. Cuenta que no quiere pero me tiene espionaje. Báilame como si fuera la última vez y enséñame ese pasito que no sé, un besito bien suavecito, bebé. Taqui, 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 rumba. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Hay music, hay flows.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The program will be starting in about 2 minutes. So please find your seat. The program will be starting in about 2 minutes.
You know I'm always on that cool. Walk to it, do it how you do it. Have a glass, let me put you in the mood. Little cutie, looking like a student. Long hair with your big fat booty. Back in the days, you was the girl I went to school with. Had to tell your mom or sister to cool it. The girl wanna do it, I just might do it. Get her off with some pimp fluid. Mommy, don't worry, I won't abuse it. Hurry up and finish so you can watch Clueless. I laugh at these niggas when they ask who do this, but everybody know who girl that you with.
Once again, the program will be started in about 2 minutes. Please be seated.
When I see my baby boo, I get foolish. Smack a nigga that tries to pursue it. Homeboy, she taking, just move it. I asked you nicely, don't make the dog lose it. We just close rolling, keep the flow moving. In a 6'4", me and baby boo cruising. Body wagging, Tyria blueing. Had him hydraulics squeaking when we screwing. Now she yelling, hollering out, snooping. Hooting, hollering, hooting. Black and beautiful, you the one I'm choosing. Hair long and black and curly like a Cupid. Keep moving, that's what we doing. And we gon' be together until your mom's moving.
They call me burner. Boy, they call me burner. Boy, I see you, baby. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10. When I hear for the gal them. 7, 8, 9, 10. When I hear for them. 7, 8, 9, 10. When I hear for the gal them. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Oh, say tonight will be a night. Oh, gotta be doing something right. Say tonight will be a night. Gotta be doing something right.
How's everybody doing? How you guys feeling today? Oh man, I think most of you guys are still not quite up yet. You guys are still not quite awake. Do me a favor before we start eating. Do me a favor. Can I have everybody stand up, please? Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. All right. So let me have Ronnie Boy come right over here. Ronnie Boy, come right over here. I was told to get everybody moving for 2 minutes. All right, for 2 minutes. So with those 2 minutes, we're gonna check to see who's really, really keeping up with my man Ronnie Boy. So Ronnie Boy created a dance that went so crazy to a point where Natasha Bedingfield flew him all the way to LA to teach her to dance. So that was so crazy. So we're gonna have you guys follow along. Just copy what he's doing. That's all you guys are doing. Copy what he's doing, and then we're gonna go from there. All right? DJ Spar on the 1s and 2s. Let's go ahead and get it. Here we go. All right. Can we have it turn up, please? Turn us up. All right. All right, here we go. Clap with it. Hey, 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 hey.
That's what people say.
Do we have any Swifties in the house? Any Swifties in the house? Here we go. Okay, yeah. Side to side. That's it. Come on. That's it.
That's what people say.
Okay, here we go. Which table's having the most fun? I'm gonna call the tables out. Which tables right now having the most fun? Here we go. Hey, all right. All right, the Florida Party Light table's looking good. Okay, here we go. All right. Team United Ross, I see you guys. Okay, here we go. All right. Randall, I see you guys. Come on. Here we go. One more minute. Here we go. Hey. Okay. All right. My girl from Spirit of Giving is over here. Okay. Spirit of Giving is in the here. C-Max, come on, C-Max. Let me see you guys go. Come on. Hey. Okay. All right. Hey. That's it. Hey. That's it, you guys. That's all it is, you guys. That's all it is. Here we go. 30 more seconds. Palm Beach Falls table. Let me see how it goes. Come on. Hey. Chumba. Hey. All right, that's it. Awesome. It is a great morning to be here with you guys. And we have a great program for all you guys right now. But to kick us off, I have my man from the chamber, the chairman of the chamber. Give it up for my man, Michael Davis.
How about digital vibes? I don't know about you, but I came in here this morning really tired and really sleepy. That helped a lot. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for an important breakfast discussion focused on real estate, construction, and community growth in Palm Beach County. We are excited to have a distinguished group of industry leaders here to explore the evolving landscape in our county, its impact on our economy, and the opportunities it presents for businesses of all sizes. I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few of the VIPs and elected officials with us this morning. First of all, I'll start with our County Commissioner, Greg Weiss. Greg? And then West Palm Beach City Commissioner, Christina Lambert. Before we get into the program, I'd really like to thank a few people who helped make this possible. These things are not easy to do or easy to put on, and there's a lot of people involved at different levels. First, we'll start with our presenting sponsor, BrandX Company. You'll hear from Brandon Cabrera in a few minutes. Brandon is a great leader in the community. He's also, I'm honored to serve with him on the board of the Chamber of Commerce. How do you like the coffee this morning? Thanks to Haynes Scaffolding for supporting us this morning with our coffee. This is the Chamber Coffee Roast Blend. We introduced that about a month ago. This is the Chamber's coffee blend. Also want to thank Nicholas Children, this morning's photo booth sponsor, and our silver sponsor. If you didn't get your photo, please do. The Berkeley, and our centerpiece sponsor, Shop Tropicals. I said, you know, these things don't happen by accident without a lot of work and a lot of planning. So I want to start by thanking our talented chamber staff who put these breakfasts together, and our chamber ambassadors who volunteer their time to help make it possible, make it a success. I'm honored to serve as the chairman of the board of the chamber, and I'm honored to serve with so many dedicated board members, executive committee members, and trustees. If you're a board member or trustees, please stand up. Thank you for everything you do for the chamber. You're helping us with our elevation process. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage to say a few words our sponsor, Brandon Cabrera, founder and CEO of the BrandX Company. Brandon?
All right. Well, good morning. All right. It is truly an honor to stand here today among leaders and professionals who share a passion for shaping our communities, deal by deal and brick by brick. I'm the founder of the BrandX Company, a real estate development company focused on creating thoughtful residential communities ranging from single-family neighborhoods to dynamic multifamily developments. But today, I don't want to just talk about that. I don't want to talk about what we built. I want to talk about how we build it. Because at the core of every successful project and every thriving neighborhood is collaboration. And that's why we're here. At the BrandX Company, we've always believed that development is more than just land use. It's people development. job creation, and community design. It's about working together across industries to create something lasting. And that spirit is why organizations like this chamber matter so much. The chamber is more than just a networking hub or a place to exchange your business cards. It's a catalyst, a launch pad, a force that brings together business leaders and decision makers and tradespeople to spark progress through partnerships. It gives a voice to businesses of every size and every sector, and in our industry, that voice matters more than ever. We're in a time where the need for housing is growing. Communities are evolving, and the demand for skilled trades is skyrocketing. Yet, the workforce pipeline isn't keeping up. All we know is that construction and real estate doesn't happen in silos. It takes architects, engineers, lenders, city officials, and most importantly, it takes the trades. The carpenters, electricians, and masons who truly lay the foundation for everything we dream up. Let me be clear. There is no future in construction or real estate without the skilled trades. We need to invest in them, talk about them, champion them. We need to change the narrative so that young people see the trades not as a backup plan, but as a path forward. Imagine what would happen if more of us mentored, if more schools brought back shop classes, if more companies like yours and mine committed to partnerships with vocational programs. Together, we have the collective influence to drive that change, to raise awareness, and to build alliances between developers, educators, and trades. To show the next generation that building with your hands, with your team, and with your heart is not just honorable, it's essential. We believe that building homes is only part of the job. The real work and the real legacy is building people up. And today, I'm proud to announce something that's been on our hearts for a long time now. We're going to be launching a new initiative that invests in the future of our industry. Not in blueprints or land, but in the next generation, who are ready to roll up their sleeves and step into the world of construction. Starting this school year, we will be giving away quality tool sets valued over $1,000 each to young individuals who are serious about starting a career. Thank you. Thank you. This is more than just a giveaway. This is an invitation to dream big, to create, and to build. If you got the drive and the passion to work with your hands and lead with your heart, we want to put real tools in your toolbox and real belief in your future. Because let's face it, college isn't the only path to success. Some of the best entrepreneurs I know started with nothing but a hammer and a dream. And with the right support, the next generation of builders, roofers, and craftsmen can do more than just work. They can create companies. So to every young person who has ever said, I want to build something, we see you and we believe in you. So let's continue to lean on each other. Let's spark more conversations. Let's share our lessons and lift up our people. Because whether you're laying concrete or designing cityscapes, we're all in this together. Let's not just build projects, let's build momentum, let's build community, and let's build the future. Thank you.
All right. Just so you guys know, we have some amazing panelists in here with us today. And to introduce those amazing panelists is the CEO, the president of the chamber. Give it up for my man, Michael Zeff.
Oh man, I thought you woke these guys up. Well, good morning. There we go. I want to thank you all for taking the time to join us this morning. First of all, I want to thank also Digital Vibes and Will Romulus for getting us going this morning. I also want to take a moment to recognize a few individuals that are here. We started a real estate and construction committee at our chamber, which meets once a month. And we have some of our members of the real estate and construction committee here with us. Will you stand for a minute and be recognized, please? Where's our recon committee? There they are. As we move into our program this morning, I'd like to invite our panelists to come on up and begin making their way. It's a privilege to welcome you to this important conversation about the development landscape in the Palm Beaches, a topic that touches every business, every household, and every corner of our community. As South Florida continues to emerge as a hub for innovation and booming development, Palm Beach County is uniquely positioned to lead the way. This morning, our panel will explore insights on market trends, development strategies, and the future of growth in the Palm Beaches. We will discuss challenges, innovations, and opportunities. But let's meet our panelists first. We're honored to be joined today by this exceptional group of industry leaders. With us, we have Al Adelson, developer of the Berkeley and the Bristol. Jordan Rathlev, Executive Vice President of Related Ross Company. Brandon Cabrera, founder of the BrandX Company. And Rick Baxter, Digital Marketing Consultant to LocaliQ USA Today Network. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Their full bios are available. You scan the QR codes that are on your table and also on our website. So let's go ahead and get into it. Real estate and development are obviously shaping the skyline, but they're also shaping our economy, our workforce, and our identity. In one sentence, guys, what excites you most about what's happening in Palm Beach County right now?
The growth, the new organizations that are moving here, the attitude of the city, which has been super supportive of our industry. Those are some of the highlights that I think are good for the future.
I'm also going to have to say the growth. I'm born and raised here. I've seen massive amount of change, and I think for the better. I'm excited about how diverse we're becoming in the industry. So that's kind of where I think I'm most excited.
I mean, I hate to echo the same sentiment, but I think it's the opportunity here. I mean, when we go out and talk to companies and potential buyers of condo projects or tenants for office buildings, we truly believe Palm Beach County is the best place to do business. It starts at the state level, but then at the county and city support. We truly believe there's no better place in America right now. The focus for the last 5, 6, 7 years has been unprecedented. So I think it's truly the opportunity that Palm Beach County has to offer.
Well, I think I'm most excited about the fact that we're in a position now, because of a perfect storm of events, to finally fully leverage the brand that Henry Flagler built 135 years ago. So, a lot of markets are trying to build their brand. Our brand is already built. It already means sophistication, luxury, beaches, tropical climate, lifestyle. And it's an amazing opportunity because we can hold our weight with markets like Monte Carlo and Aspen and Beverly Hills and the Hamptons. So now it's all about leveraging that brand. That's an amazing gift that we have.
You should have a microphone there in your chair also.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
in the chair.
Oh, there you go.
We heard about growth and kind of lifestyle. What's one trend that's happening now in the Palm Beaches that people in this room should be paying attention to?
Who wants to start?
Jump in, anyone.
It's the growth, the number of people that are moving to Palm Beach County, Central Florida, the whole state. It's just the influx of people. The numbers are somewhat staggering. The state of New York 5 years ago had 22.5 million people in the state. State of Florida had just under 19 million, and in the last 4.5 years, New York has lost 3.7 million, and the state of Florida has gained 2.8 million. That's a large shift in population between just two states. So that bodes well. Should that continue, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't continue, I think that's a very powerful trend for our area.
You know, the Berkeley's a great example, and it seems like it's kind of built for a different kind of resident here in West Palm. What do you think shifting in who wants to live here?
Well, first of all, you have to give credit to the related companies for their faith in our area to go ahead and construct 1 million square feet of office. I own offices and office space in 5 or 6 states, and I can tell you that no state in the United States of America office market is strong as South Florida. It's just an amazing statistic how much the corporate world has faith in South Florida over the whole rest of the United States. So with the office growth comes new employees. I think the new employees coming are a little bit younger than 10 or 15 years ago. So with younger people often comes children. So I think there is a need for housing that caters to a little younger and a few more people in the house than the historical 2 people residential retirees. Now, don't get me wrong, anybody that builds a condo or an apartment complex anywhere in Florida is going to have 30 to 45% of older people who have a desire to retire or at least live in a climate like we're fortunate to have. But there's now a larger number of people who have children or teenagers that are looking for a little more space. So I think that is a pretty solid trend going on right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I echo what Al said. I mean, if you think about it holistically, you look at Florida, I mean, we probably are a top 30 economy in the world. And what had driven that historically was tourism, right? Agriculture, tourism, some of the core competencies that Florida had done really well for a long period of time. And I think if you look at the chamber and the focus today, the diversity of industry is paramount to the future growth. And that's, I think, what Al is kind of alluding to, the types of companies, the types of capital that are now attracted to South Florida and Palm Beach County in particular, you know, has diversified in a way and will continue to diversify in a way that will attract a new segment of people moving here. You know, we've obviously leaned into the Wall Street South kind of messaging in a big way, and the BDB has done an amazing job pushing that, but that will continue to evolve, and I think you start to see the next iteration of this county with tech and aerospace that's already here, the universities that are coming, the healthcare systems that continue to evolve, that the diversity of the economy will continue to drive a different segment of individuals that move here. And, you know, from our perspective, we see that. So to Al's point, you have to answer the question for healthcare, schools, diversity of housing options, because that will continue to be needed to address the ability to continue to attract companies from different segments in different parts of the country. And it's exciting to see that happen, but you have to have all that core infrastructure in place before companies will say, yes, we're going to move here.
And that's a great point. So what do you see then, beyond just having that core infrastructure in place, how do we plan for the next 5 to 10 years of growth, even from an infrastructure perspective? What do you see as still needed?
Yeah, I mean, I think what is exciting here, and it was kind of echoed by the panel, that the county here, the city here, the municipalities are very open to growth, right? Smart growth, inclusive growth, but we're not going to face the challenges that maybe Miami-Dade has done, where the growth happened so quickly, there was no infrastructure in place relative to mobility, transportation, attainable housing. From the high levels at the county to the high levels at the city, they're continues to be a focus, say, how do we address the mobility and transportation problems for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and not just think about it in a short-term nature. And then on the housing side, the county's had a big push for this, and the city as well, of how do you have more attainable price points across the segment, because we can't attract all the billionaires that are just going to live on Palm Beach Island, right? There's a much broader and diverse workforce that needs to be attracted here, and how do we create programs to incentivize that? So, you know, from the related Ross perspective, we spend half our day with city, county, state officials trying to answer those questions, because what we want to do, the people that Al wants to sell condos to, you can't do it if you can't answer the questions of, when I come to visit, where are my kids going to go to school? Where does 80% of my workforce able to live at a price point that makes sense? And where can we get great health care and local talent? So, you know, that's a big focus of what we do, and I don't think there's many parts of the country where you have public and private working together in such a unique fashion to be able to address those questions early on before you build 1 million square feet of office and you say, oh my God, what happened? We can't facilitate the growth.
Mm-hmm. Brandon, you've been focused on areas of the county that don't always get the spotlight.
Yeah.
Palm Springs, Green Acres, Central Palm Beach County. What do you see as the greatest opportunity in those areas going forward?
So I'm gonna echo a little bit. When it comes to the affordability side, and we talk about where's this workforce going to come from, it's, to me, in my opinion, it's the central part of Palm Beach County. So I grew up between Palm Springs, Green Acres, and a lot of unincorporated areas between there. And over the years, we're starting to hear more and more that the central, like these cities, is, you know, the heart of Palm Beach County. And it truly is, because in the morning, when we get up, most people from this area just everywhere, you know, like your heart, just, it goes, everyone, whether it's Gardens, West Palm Beach, Delray, Boca, most of that workforce is coming from, you know, Green Acres and Palm Springs. And not to leave out Lake Clark Shores and these other little smaller cities. So to me, the biggest opportunity, as corny as it may sound, is the people. We have a lot of opportunity in that area to kind of hone in on this workforce, keep everybody here. You know, I can't tell you how many people I've grown up with that have left. They're all going to Port St. Lucie. and it's unfortunate, but this is the path that people have taken because it is expensive to live here. So to me, the opportunity is to keep them here, that retention. A lot of these kids come up in the public school system, those are our dollars that are going to their education that they're taking elsewhere. So retaining that here is kind of, I think, a priority and a great opportunity. But, you know, companies like you guys, it's the motivation to keep that here is there. So that's my opinion.
So it's a difficult chore. Just think about the fact that Cleveland Clinic is building on Australia a new hospital. Who works in Cleveland Clinic? If you think about it, you have a janitor and you have a open heart surgeon. Their income levels are substantially different. And you have everything in between, the nurses, the maintenance people. It takes hundreds of people to run a hospital every day. But their income diversity is so wide. How do you provide housing for each of their economic levels? Sure, the brain surgeon can afford anything he wants or she wants, but the maintenance people, the engineers that keep the building running, they're at a different level. And the nurses, while very well paid, are still at a different level. So how do you provide housing and transportation for that diversity? It is a tough job. And I agree that you have to work with the city, the county, the state. You have to figure out a way that you provide not only the housing, but the transportation avenues and routes. Driving here in season makes it very difficult for somebody from Central Florida, where the housing may be less, to get to work. If he has to drive an hour and a half in traffic 5 days a week, it's not fun. So solving those problems are really what we all have to work towards and figure it out.
Yeah, I was just going to echo Brandon's comment on talent. I mean, one of the things we found early days when we were talking to a company, if you're going to relocate your company to Palm Beach County or West Palm Beach, and you're saying you got to move the entire company, typically the rule of thumb is 40% of those people aren't going to move. So if you're coming from out of state and you tell a company they got to move, you can't just bring everybody down here. So part of this homegrown talent idea, and when it was initially talking to University of Florida that ended up being Vanderbilt, the University of Florida has one of the top 5 public universities in the country. They lose 80% of their graduates out of state because the jobs weren't here. So when we had, I don't know, probably about a year ago, starting to educate a company from the West Coast to move here, we did deep dives on the engineering talent, the talent pool that was existing in Florida, but just didn't stay because the job opportunities weren't here. So I think to be able to curate opportunities for locals to be able to have jobs long-term is critical to this growth, because we're not going to import all the talent. You have to grow it locally, and the fact is, it's already here. It just hasn't been recognized in a way that the companies and the job opportunities weren't there in a way that the economy hadn't diversified enough. But there's a significant talent pool here today that just has not been tapped into because they've all left the state in a meaningful way over the last 5, 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Rick, let me ask you a question. Development obviously creates a lot of jobs in construction and real estate, but it also fuels marketing and design and media as well. Can you talk a little bit about that multiplier effect from your perspective?
Yeah, well, I think that when you have a dynamic market like this with high growth, it is a competitive advantage for a business to be up to speed on all of that, right? So there are a lot of stories to tell. And people want trusted media. I mean, there's all types of media nowadays. We all partake in all different platforms now. But we also need trusted sources of information so we understand what's going on, so we can plan as businesses and take advantage of those opportunities. So this is a great place to be for media and marketing also. And just to echo the local sentiment, you know, I work with a lot of marketing and advertising agencies, and most of my client base is state of Florida or local regional, but I also deal with a lot of out-of-state agencies, probably a third of them. And I can tell you that the conversations that I have with a local agency versus an out-of-state marketing agency is just profoundly different. I mean, if you're sitting in Manhattan, bless your heart, but you don't know the difference between Palm Beach Gardens and West Palm and Palm Beach County and Palm Beach Island, you don't understand, right? We locally have that understanding. So, and you know, and I appreciate Al hiring a local agency like Red Bar, tremendous people, because that makes all the difference in the world with media and marketing people like myself to be able to leverage all of that local information.
Now, I want to talk about vision for a minute. You know, for those of us who have been here in Palm Beach County for 25, 30 years or more, we can remember a time before City Place when maybe it wasn't as comfortable to walk around downtown and after a certain hour, right? And, you know, Related Ross really saw something in West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County, maybe that others didn't see. Can you talk a little bit about, just a little bit about that vision? Because people forget how much growth and development really helps to support a community beyond just the economy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been coming down to West Palm Beach for the last 11 years. I've lived here 8 years. City Place built over 25 years ago. I think Steve Ross would admit we were probably 22 years too early. I mean, the reality was this was a very transient, leisure-focused, hospitality-driven market, and that was what fed this area for a long time. But I think, you know, his initial vision, and I will say he probably will admit, it was different than what is today, right? I mean, at that point, it was a great city center that was developed in a downtown, but, you know, come November, December, very lively, and then after Mother's Day, you could roll a penny down the street and hear it roll all the way to the end. So very, very different market than what it is today, and a lot of that has changed with political, economic climates around the world, obviously post-pandemic. But, you know, his vision was he didn't want to give this back to the city or give back the property to a lender or somewhere else because he felt an obligation to the city. If something happened to City Place in a negative way, the city couldn't grow meaningfully. I think, you know, 2004 14, 15, 16, when we started to open a handful of new properties, you started to see if you built quality product, there was demand here for it. So that tended to evolve over time. But to your point on, did you feel safe at times? I know when I first moved here, the downtown had a curfew, and we used to walk through the streets of City Place. It was not fun, and that was just 8, 9, 10 years ago. I don't think that even crosses anybody's mind today, and there's been a lot of efforts. I think the mayor, when he was elected here in his first term, safety and security were paramount to his kind of tenets of how do you continue to attract investment in your community. If you have a shooting or unsolved homicides, that detracts people from wanting to live in and around the downtown. I know Al has been instrumental in some of the private kind of efforts towards police and security. We have a very robust private security program that works hand in hand with the city and others in the DDA. But I don't think a lot of the vision that happened today would have been possible with some of the broader factors around the country that this city, this county, this state have embraced in a meaningful way. And safety and security you had to answer that, because without it, people just wouldn't think of this as a place they'd want to live and work. And I think city, county, and state have done an amazing job trying to address that issue.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I think we're very, very fortunate to have the mayor that we have over the last 6.5 years. He has done a tremendous job to bring industry, bring safety. The quality of life in our area is, compared to other parts of the country, is pretty secure. Do we still have some crime? Sure. But is it less and less every year? Absolutely. I started a group called the Fund for the West Palm Beach Police, and we have seen tremendous growth and positive things with the police and the community working together. And again, I want to emphasize that we are fortunate to live in a state, a county, and a city that seems to want to move together for all of our betterment. But it is a tough job because of the diversity economics within our city.
Can you just take a minute and just talk about the fund and what it is for a second? Because I had an opportunity to come to your police awards recently and see you recognize our law enforcement here in West Palm. If you could just mention it so everyone knows what
Well, about 5 or 6 years ago, there was newspapers and news stuff on TV about defund the police. And it really pissed me off because it's one of the stupidest phrases I've ever heard. Do a little research and go on the internet. There's never been in the history of the world any city, state, county, country, continent, any area of growth where people live that didn't have some form of police, some form of protection. So to defund it really aggravated me. So I decided to put my money where my mouth was, and I put some money in, and I called up my golf buddies, my poker buddies, my real estate buddies, and next thing you know, I got a 30-member board. So people like yourself come. It really turned out to be a great thing.
Well, thank you for doing that. Rick, I want to ask you a question. So much has changed over the last 5 years in media overall. But just talking about from a local media perspective, because the Palm Beach Post really does a great job covering and highlighting from a local media perspective. But what do you think that small businesses should know about local media? What's something that maybe they don't realize about its influence or reach or ability to help support the business community?
Well, I think that local media has transformed just like all other media. Over the last few decades, we've seen access to platforms nationally and internationally on the digital side. So we still have the branding of a trusted media source of Palm Beach Post. But of course, PalmBeachPost.com, that digital audience actually dwarfs the print audience, right? It is, as well as we're part of the USA Today network. So locally, we're going to reach 1 out of every 2 individuals on digital platforms, 1 out of every 2 nationally, and we continue to evolve in that space. So I think we do have also one very interesting unicorn that's worthy of mentioning, though, in our industry, and I call it a unicorn because that's exactly what it is. In the newspaper industry, we do have this, we own and operate something that Henry Flagler owned from 1905 to 1920, and his descendants, is the Palm Beach Daily News. That is still an unbelievable printed media. There's nothing else like it in the country. It reaches that incredible audience, and of course those folks are here for the season, and then we can digitally follow them around, where they go to Martha's Vineyard, they go to the Hamptons, they go to Aspen. So that combination of, we have the island of Palm Beach and the media vehicle there that covers real estate, society, and philanthropy. And society and philanthropy are kind of 2 sides of the same coin on the Palm Beach Island, So we have some tremendous, I'm not a journalist, I'm a marketer. I have incredible respect for the journalists who every day put out these amazing stories and serve the informational needs of this local market.
I think if you want to see the reach of the local media, you can start by looking right here, because this breakfast is being broadcast live on the Palm Beach Post social media right now, right? 500,000 followers you guys have across social media.
Yes, exactly, which is very cool.
Brandon, our chamber hosted an economic development summit to help support growth and development in the central Palm Beach County communities. You came and lended your expertise to that group. So thank you for that. From what you've seen on the ground, what's some things that still need to be done to help develop and redevelop our central Palm Beach County communities?
Yeah. We talk, again, a lot about workforce housing and trying to develop responsibly. So the thing that I think that still kind of stands in a way is, when we're growing up, we're taught certain things that are done right. This is correct, this is wrong, this is correct, this is wrong. And I think we're still kind of in this position where our old way of thinking is still kind of like, oh, well, when it comes to development, we need this many parking spaces, we need this much open space, we need this. They have all these requirements that, to a degree, is absolutely necessary, and to another hand could be maybe kind of adjusted. So I think there needs to be still this switch in what we believe would be the path forward in development, particularly in the central part of Palm Beach County. I think West Palm Beach has done a fantastic job at getting to that switch. Of course, they had great guys like Stephen Ross and Related and Al Adelson and all these bigger people that come in and do great things. But I think we're really, really close to having this switch. I think a lot of elected officials are more and more willing to look at new ways to do things. But a prime example of it is, if we want to be able to promote public transit and change the way we do how we move people in this county, particularly between central and to the east part of the county, we're almost at this point where we have to decide, okay, what are we going to do with the parking requirement to promote people not to have cars? And it's very, very difficult to make that decision because obviously, as a developer too, if you even take away a parking requirement, for example, you do take a big risk, because it'll be difficult to probably lease out, rent, sell your units without parking in the position that we're in today. But there has to be this shift at some point. I think it's coming. It's almost there.
So I'd like to comment on
Yeah, please.
When I first approached the city of West Palm Beach commissioners and mayors about the Bristol, the previous commissioners, 3 of them were in jail. So, made me a little shaky, to be honest about it. What was I dealing with? So I think a major change, if you look at the current commissioners and the mayor of West Palm Beach, and you compare it to the previous 2 or 3 commissioners, the 5 commissioners, it's day and night. So I think if you really want change, you have to start at a political level, because you can't do things without permits and without following the rules and regulations. And if you have a city or a county or even a state who is pro-fixing transportation, who is pro-business, and you have a fair playing field that anybody has a chance who has the ability and wants to make the effort to work hard, that they make you feel, come on in, we'll work it out. And this current commissioners, the current mayor, have been just fantastic in trying to work it out. And we have to remember, from the commissioner's point of view, he's getting pressure, he or she gets pressure from the community. They don't want any more cars, and they don't want any more development in some areas. And then they get politicians are trying to please everybody so that we'll all vote for them. We understand that. But there is a right mix of community and growth, and transportation and walking and bikes and buses and cars. Cars are still going to be here. And it's not an easy job. So from what we can do as a community is pick the right people and vote for them, because it starts with them, either at the city, county, or state level. We have a responsibility to make sure those that represent us really care about us, as opposed to lining their own pockets or kickbacks, which put 2 or 3 of them in jail where they belong.
I mean, the one thing I'll add to both comments there, and I think the transportation piece is so critical. It's the only way you open up the middle part of the county to bring people to where the jobs are, less reliance on cars, be able to build more affordable housing, and not to take a position one way or the other. But the single most important factor, I personally believe, that this room will see, hopefully in 2026, is they will hopefully be a ballot initiative or a penny tax for funding operations for mobility and transportation. Miami-Dade and Broward have it. They're probably too late because the growth happened so quickly and they're reactive. We're at a point in Palm Beach County where if you get out in front of that, you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars a year to be able to fund transportation initiatives. And whether you believe it or not, I think that will be the influx or kind of a critical point for this county to decide how serious we are about solving those problems. And that's all the people, all the voters in the county that will make that decision. But that will be a true kind of junction point for the county and the residents decide, are we serious about addressing these issues or not? And we'll see if it comes to the ballot, but that probably becomes one of those critical points that we face holistically here.
So Jordan, I read that you have 3.8 million square feet in the pipeline under development. Is that, do you want to talk a little bit about maybe what's upcoming or projects you're working on, or just kind of what you're seeing for the future?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing because when I moved here in 2017, related companies at the time, related Southeast at the time, the names changed just like City Place multiple times. We didn't own any office space. We didn't own any condos. Today, we own about 1.7 million square feet of office space in the downtown. As Al said, we're building 1 million square feet, and we have a pipeline behind that in excess of 3 million. We have condos under development. We have rental product in the pipeline. Holistically, the company has about 22 to 24 projects throughout Palm Beach County underway in some capacity. And what we think about more holistically is those projects are great. We can go out and say how great our buildings are, how great the projects are, but the only way what we want to do, what Al wants to do, what other developers want to do in this region is we have to promote West Palm Beach County as a destination. When we go out and talk to companies or potential buyers of buildings, they still, I can't remember who made the point, but they don't know West Palm Beach from the Gardens, right? There's still a huge awareness campaign that has to happen. And while South Florida has gotten a lot of recognition the last 5 years, there's still a little bit of, I go visit grandma and grandpa for the holidays in Palm Beach County, and maybe it's just Palm Beach, and you don't think about West Palm as this amazing dynamic city. So I know we talked to the chamber, we talked to the BDB, we talked to the city. The marketing push and effort to really put this place on the map is critical. So a big focus for us, and We actually will launch a campaign next week, a national campaign that promotes West Palm Beach specifically, but alludes to more of the Palm Beach County story. But it's not the related Ross buildings. It's West Palm Beach as this destination, this dynamic environment to enjoy the lifestyle that, you know, really people are accustomed to and why they're moving here. But that 5 million square feet doesn't happen because Related says we have the best buildings. It happens because companies want to relocate here, talent wants to be here, and the only way that happens is putting that story out there nationally, and that's what our focus will be, to be able to promote that pipeline. We have such a robust in-house marketing team. I think I see Eileen and Mackenzie here today, but this team, all they do is spend time on promoting our buildings, but promoting the region, because again, for this to work for everybody in the city and the county to be successful, we need to make people aware how great a destination this is. And it's not, we have the best condo building or we have the best office building. It's West Palm and Palm Beach is the best place to live and work.
So if we're all sitting here together again 5 years from now, what are you hoping would be some success stories that we would be talking about?
Well, I hope the Berkeley sells out. I hope my wife stops spending. That would be a success for me.
1 out of 2 isn't bad, though.
Yeah. For me, it's going to be the. I want to sit 20 years from now and be able to say, wow. Again, I'm just a big Central Palm Beach County guy. I want to see Green Acres, Palm Springs, and unincorporated areas in between look as dramatically different as West Palm Beach did, 20-something years ago. I truly, truly believe in the future of it, and I think guys like Mr. Ross really should take a look at it. But I want to see retention of all our talent that we've been developing here in the public school system, and I want to see more job creation in Central Palm Beach County, and I think it's going to happen.
I would like to mention, I think we really have to work on our school system.
Oh yeah.
We do need effort by a lot of people to improve our educational system. I think a lot of publicity about Vanderbilt and so forth, and that's the big thing, but there are many public schools that are less than acceptable. I think an effort has to be made to help some of these schools.
Yeah, I agree. We're doing what we can, and on August 5th, we'll be back here for our back-to-school breakfast. Superintendent Mike Burke is coming. We're having a panel with several of the university presidents to talk about workforce development. But one of the things that I'm very proud of and excited about this year is that we have also invited for free to come every principal in Palm Beach County School District to come and join us so we can talk. Thank you. We want to be able to help lead a conversation about how our business community and our public schools can partner to help create more opportunities for our kids across the board.
Yeah, I echo that. I think having this as a homegrown story versus, again, most of the headlines are everyone's coming from New York or the tri-state or other parts of the country. The homegrown story shouldn't be lost here. I think one of the initiatives we've undertaken is a program called Related Together that focuses on the high-risk neighborhoods in the downtown. And the key tenet of that is every office tenant that comes into our building, we make them pay $1 a foot for their lease into this fund. And whether you're a 2,000 square foot tenant or 200,000 square foot tenant, you have to pay that $1. And what the primary focus that is job training, job growth, educational opportunities, particularly in the historic Northwest. And the initial initiative was, we said, look, if you are a student in those high schools and you want to go to Palm Beach State College, you're guaranteed a scholarship. So that's not like the top tier jobs, but it's the job training for a construction worker, for technicians in labs. It's great opportunities and high paying jobs for sectors that people may not have thought they had an opportunity for. But the biggest tenet of that program is it funds guidance counselors in the 9th grade. So you have to go with a counselor for 9, 10, 11, 12th grade to be able to qualify for the scholarship. But if you want to go to the university, you're guaranteed a scholarship to be able to create jobs and create opportunity for folks that may not have thought there was an opportunity. So I think recognizing the opportunities that Palm Beach County talent and residents have versus having, again, to import everything would be a huge success that really reiterates, the opportunity that was always here, just was never kind of tapped into historically.
Great point. Great point. Rick, anything to add?
Yeah, just that, I'm a marketer, I'm not a builder, but I have tremendous respect for builders and the capital they bring in, the skin they have in the game. And I actually like to look 10 years out, really, because you look at what Al did with the Bristol, when I think you finished building in 2019, maybe you started 2016, you had years of acquisition development prior to that. So that's a decade ago now, and that there were a lot of naysayers back then. That who's going to pay 20 mil or whatever the numbers were to be on the mainland, right? But now you look at what happened. El Cid just sold a home for 28 mil, right? So the mainland now is the promised land, right? That's where all this amazing development is going to go on. So I just think looking at the next 10 years is, and you put pieces together like Cleveland Clinic and Vanderbilt, some of these other pieces that are coming together, and you diversify the economy and the safety and the security and affordability, all those pieces, this could be an amazing decade, really, historical.
Can you give a round of applause for our panel today? As we conclude this morning, I want to thank each of you for being a part of this really important conversation. I encourage you to explore opportunities for collaborations with institutions and leaders represented here today. And by working together, we can build partnerships that strengthen our development system and benefit Palm Beach County as a whole. Thank you all for your active participation and engagement. A very special thank you to our presenting sponsor, the BrandX Company, for making this event possible. Nominations are now open for the 34th Annual Athena Awards, recognizing women leaders who embody excellence, creativity, and community impact. The Athena Awards are a prestigious celebration of leadership and empowerment in Palm Beach County. Categories include leadership, young professionals, and organizational leadership awards. If you scan this QR code, you can nominate a deserving candidate and mark your calendars for Friday, September 19th here at the Kravis Center. The awards luncheon will also feature the president and CEO of Athena International, Tracy Costa. We hope to see you here. Thank you for being with us today. Have a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, networking will continue out in the foyer today. Thank you very much. Networking will continue out in the foyer.